What is up, everybody? Welcome to Geeks Around. I am your executive producer, DeAno Jackson. We are, of course, here to discuss the latest episode of The Walking Dead, which I'm kind of confused about what to call this one. I'm either going to go with the Rick and Daryl Comedy Hour, or Once You Go Black, You Never Go Back. I'm still up in the air about that. It's like, we'll decide this as we go.
I thought the episode was called Jesus Takes the Wheel.
Yeah, okay, that's a good one too. Jesus Takes the Wheel. We have a third option for this one. This is a great episode. I really can't wait to get into it. So let's go ahead and introduce the rest of our panel. Starting, of course, with our editor-in-chief, Matt Moore. How you doing, Matt? What you think of this episode?
I didn't get enough ears this episode.
Yeah, I guess not. It's like this episode, for all intents and purposes, was kind of zombie light, which surprisingly was actually pretty good. Lou, how about you? What you think of this one?
I loved it. Thought it was great. Everything was the comedy was fun, you know.
Yeah, comedy on The Walking Dead. That's new.
That was a lot of running Rick did in those cowboy boots.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, it's like, I mean, I've worn cowboy boots before. Running in those, it's like, yeah, that was by far the most unrealistic thing I've seen on The Walking Dead thus far.
Really?
Yes, by far. Walking Dead people, okay, you know, everything else we've seen in 6 years the show's been on the air, that's fine. Running that long distance in cowboy boots, I'm officially calling bullshit.
Right.
It's not possible.
It ain't.
It really isn't. It really is not. Well, let's go ahead and jump into things. So first of all, Liz, since you have it on your lower third, let's go with it. Rick got jungle fever.
Rick, dude, see, I'm cool with Rick and Michonne hooking up, but they could have took a shower first.
I guess they both had kind of long days.
They had, especially Rick, because Rick was running.
I know. He is a long time running.
He was running, and I'm pretty sure when he took off them cowboy boots, them feet were stank.
Right? Well, that's what it's like, I mean, because cowboy boots do not sweat well for those that have never worn cowboy boots before. It's like, that just don't happen.
It did kind of disprove what I was saying last week, though, is that Rick shot the only chance of him getting laid. But the very next episode, what fucking happens? He gets laid.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, no pun intended.
Yeah, well, yeah. To be fair, is like, I mean, you're probably more right than you think, because of course in this episode we had a pretty significant time jump.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we see the baby is no longer a baby; she's now a little toddler.
Yeah.
Doing her thing, which is good. It's like the time jump I actually really liked a lot. You know, just to kind of move things forward, because let's be honest, it's like a whole episode of them clearing out all them zombie bodies from Alexandria. Not exactly what I call must-see TV.
Speaking of, let's be honest. We had Andrea trying to get some Orange Crush for Tara.
Don't you mean Denise?
Denise getting Orange Crush for Tara.
Mm-hmm.
So we can be honest about that.
Matt and his fucking terrible puns. Yes, that's why people tuned in here to Geeks Around. Jesus Christ.
Look at it like this.
DeAno, I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
Fuck off, Matt. Lou, you were saying?
If they would have followed the way they did it in the book, this next episode would have been boring as hell. Because we would have had Rick just sitting by Carl's bedside being mopey-dopey.
Yeah.
While everybody else is doing their thing, Rick is just sitting there looking all mopey-dopey. So, I mean, I like everything. I even like the fact that Spencer got to kill his mother again.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, that was a good resolution for his character, but I gotta be honest, I was watching the episode, I actually had to do a quick search to figure out who the fuck he was. It's like, I'm still having real difficulty caring about the characters that aren't, the main characters, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's just it. Is that's something that we're going to have to get used to? Is that all the characters that are in the episode now are the main characters.
Yeah,
there are a
I
couple
know.
exceptions,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, all of them that are in now are the main characters.
Yeah. I get that, and I can accept that. It's just still, it's going to be a point of contention for me for a while until these characters start actually growing on me, which so far Spencer has not done. I mean, in it means more to me than Spencer does.
Well,
even though she didn't have much to do in this episode.
If it plays out, Eden will last a lot longer than what Spencer will. Spencer should be gone by next year.
In this show, you never know. It's like they have a habit of altering storylines a little bit.
Yeah, I could, as Denise and what's her face? That never happened. She hooked up with Heath.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Denise is going out with Heath in the book series. She
And,
also has a jungle figure.
That's actually something that I was thinking about. I was thinking about Heath in this episode, even though Heath wasn't in it. Yeah. And that is, I was reading something where someone was saying that never, this was probably Talking Dead, never has someone made an impression that strong that quickly. And I think Heath, even though, I mean, it wasn't quite that strong, but it was a lot fucking quicker. Heath made an impression real fucking fast.
What do you expect? Oh, yeah. He was Dr. Dre.
I mean, he fucking showed up and he gave the right attitude at the right time, and you fucking know who he is. He's had probably 30 words the entire fucking half season, maybe 30 words, but we fucking know Heath. We know Heath's name.
Exactly, and Heath also means more to me than Spencer.
Yes, exactly. Fucking.
Just for the reasons that you were saying. It's like, I mean, from his very, very introduction, it's like the first time he appeared on camera, you got a strong sense of, like, you know, who he is and where he's coming from and the shit he's not willing to put up with.
And I'm looking at this from a kind of a meta point of view as why are they spending so much time doing this comedy episode where it is all about Rick, Daryl, and Jesus, and less about like the other stuff. And it's like, okay, that I think going forward, everything Jesus is pushing this forward, the story forward for at least the next 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, and so, since we're on that subject right now, it's like, let's go ahead and bring that up. First off, can I say they picked a really good actor to play him?
Yeah.
It's like I was highly impressed with his on-screen character. You kind of got a sense also of who he is already. So yeah, already Jesus also means more to me than Spencer.
You remembered his name?
Yeah, I was like, I remember his name already.
4 times as much screen time as Spencer.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, Spencer has been he was in the background of a meeting. Maybe even 2 meetings. I mean, I'm pretty sure Jesus spoke more before he stole the truck than Spencer had up to that point in the story.
But you know what I've noticed? What they do with the secondary characters is what they kind of did in the book. Granted, Heath is more of a front-loaded character at one point, then he becomes more secondary. But they're giving a lot more screen time to the people. Jesus is going to get a lot more. And like to your point, Matt, we're this episode that's coming up is the road to Hilltop.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're heading, and we're gonna finally.
I don't read the comics, so I don't know what that reference is.
Yeah,
it's another community.
Okay. I figured that much out.
Yeah, for real, right?
It's Jesus' community where he's from.
Okay.
And we'll probably see Negan's community in the season finale. I don't remember what they called it. And then we're going to most likely at some point in Season 7 go to the Kingdom, which is the 3rd community that will become an alliance with Hilltop, Alexandria. They're going to form a coalition, you know, to try to take down Negan.
Pretty awesome. Like when you said that there was a second community that, and I was thinking that might be a good community, I was just thinking, you know what? They should fucking team up. They shouldn't trade with each other. They should fucking do all that shit.
Yeah,
They
it's
should
like
have envoys.
But see,
yeah,
that's the
they should
whole
have done
thing.
that already. It's like, I mean, hell, it's like I had multiple communities with trading agreements going within my first 30 hours of Fallout 4. I don't understand. It's like, why it's taking this long to do the same shit in The Walking Dead. Yes, obviously I'm joking, but yeah.
Well, that's
joking,
what
but not
they're
joking.
saying. But at the same time, Negan takes 50% of all your stock.
Yeah. Well, my question is if Jesus is part of this community, why has he left it? Is he out scouting for food, or is he out scouting for people?
A little of both.
Yeah, I figure he was pretty much out doing the same thing that Rick and Daryl were doing, for the most part.
The difference, Alexandria got the fighters with Rick, Michonne, Daryl, Glenn, Maggie. They're known as the fighters. Hilltop, they're the planners.
I don't know. It's like, I mean, Jesus was whooping lots of ass, seemingly, kind of all on his own. He was doing his thing.
Jesus
And I did do a
that was hilarious.
I did do a little research on that, and that is consistent with the comics. And generally, that's how he fights zombies. Not with weapons, but with his fucking hands.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fucking balls right there.
Hell yeah. Kung Fu Jesus. With the Kung Fu grip.
Like Morgan doesn't do that shit.
Yeah. Well, Morgan's all
Jesus,
dead and shit.
Jesus is Hilltop's Rick and Daryl. They ain't got many fighters over there. They got farmers.
Okay. Yeah, so they need all the Jesus they can get.
Yeah.
By the power of Jesus, that community sustains itself.
Yes.
I mean, and the good thing about it is the Hilltop community has a blacksmith that that makes swords and all that other shit.
Holy shit! Really?
Yeah. If they stick to the storyline, we should get introduced to a guy in Hilltop that's a blacksmith.
Oh hell yeah! That's a game changer right there.
I think Rick with a broadsword would be fucking amazing.
You think pretty much anybody with a broadsword would be fucking amazing.
Well, that's not true. I'd want Carl to have a longsword.
Fuck off, Matt. Just fuck right off.
Actually,
and Judith can have a little dagger.
Uh-huh.
Dagger.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Michonne could use the upgrade to her katana, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know, her katana is pretty fucking kick-ass already.
Yeah.
That's a ball check. That's a serious katana right there.
Yes, it is. It's
But
like she got to lay a little bit of the smack with it.
What's that?
And she got to lay a little bit of the smack with her katana on this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, she diced up the Swiss cheese walker.
Uh-huh. And then, of course, rest in peace, DeAno zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I like what Carl did there, too, because Carl had the opportunity to kill her. Yes, I would like some tacos.
What the fuck are you talking about, Lou?
Yeah, I saw your taco shirt.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, it's like a... Fine, all right, since you insist on this, Matt, go ahead and show up on all your Loot Crate shit.
All right, I just opened this right before they hang out.
It's like, yeah, for all of you in the audience, it's like, I mean, you guys haven't been able to see this. On the back end, it's like we have the thumbnails here, so it's like he's been kind of holding up all this shit throughout the entire hangout.
Okay, so imagine an explosion. Thra! Yeah.
What's up? What's next? What else you got?
Deadpool. Tacos!
Yeah, let's just say chimichangas. They spelled that wrong.
Yeah. He likes tacos, too, as well.
Not as much as chimichangas.
Not as much as chimichangas, yeah. This one is the one that is relevant to this hangout.
Cool.
I think we can all agree that Rick does indeed have a big head.
Well, yeah.
And really, I think that's it. Except there might be a pen in here as well. Yeah, there's a pen. An undead pen. Undead robot pen.
Cool. Yeah, I think...
How to survive a zombie apocalypse. As if I needed to read on how to survive a zombie apocalypse. I'm a Marine who who walks the Watching Dead.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, besides there's a Costco right down the street, I think we'd be okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we'd be, yeah, oh man. We'd have to move one of those shelves to cover the door so no one else could get in after we do, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was like I think we'd be okay. We would survive.
Oh man, Jesus' portrayal was awesome.
Yeah, Jesus' portrayal was awesome. Really loved, the whole Rick and Daryl kind of out doing their thing. A shame about that truck, though, is like, I'll admit, I started cracking up laughing the second I saw that truck headed toward the lake. I was like, oh no, really?
I was counting. I'm all like, the second I saw it going gear, I knew exactly what was going on, and I'm all like, how many seconds are they going to have to do this? 1,000, 2. They had like 4.5 seconds where they could have just been like, hit the fucking brake.
Yeah.
Put your foot here. Jesus is not going to stop you from putting your foot there.
Well, yeah, but it's like, but at that point, it's like, I mean, even still, at the end of the episode, there's this pretty much contention between Daryl and Jesus. It's not even a matter of just Daryl and Jesus, but Daryl and anybody else potentially joining the Alexandria community. So it's like, I don't think he was thinking that far ahead. It's like if Rick was there instead of Daryl, I think Jesus and him would have worked together to save that truck, because that was a fucking lot of supplies they just lost.
Yeah, but I see the way Daryl is acting. It's all because of Dwight and how Dwight fucked them.
No, it's because of Dwight and Negan's little friends in last week's episode. Kind of made him feel a certain way. Yeah.
And another thing that I want to point out is that fuckface mullet guy, whose name I'm forgetting right now.
Eugene,
thank you. Eugene said something to Rick, and Rick listened.
Well, yeah, Eugene is still on a lot of people's shit list, but he is probably one of the smartest people on the show. You gotta listen to him.
I don't know if he's on the shit list anymore. Time has passed.
Well, I'm not talking about like people on the show. I'm talking about like fans.
Oh,
fans
yeah.
Of the show.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of people's shit list on that. It's like, as far as like the show is concerned, I think it's kind of, I think all that's kind of over.
No, I think the only people who are in the shit list are already dead. So who the fuck cares about them? I think anyone who is alive within the walls of Alexandria is generally thought of as good by the people of Alexandria.
Well,
and that
includes on my shit list.
Boy, and that includes Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for Morgan to die.
So why is Morgan on your shit list, Lou?
Dude, he's just too compassionate, and that's just not in this world. That should have to be thrown out the window. Or you pick and choose, and he's 0 for 2 so far on that.
Okay, now on your second point, I agree. I don't think it's something that you have to throw away in this world, but picking and choosing, I do agree with. And Morgan kind of makes a lot of bad decisions on that point, because he just kind of universal was like, I'm not killing anybody ever again. No. It's like sometimes war is necessary, and that's why him and Carol, I feel, are going to be button heads a lot, throughout the course of the series, particularly given all the shit that's about to happen.
I don't think they butt heads. I think they're going to do the bump and nasty.
Really?
Listen to me. Hear me out.
Okay.
When they get to Alexandria, in the book, Michonne and Morgan hook up.
Okay.
So they kind of took that out the window and put it with Rick and Michonne.
Which Morgan, better anyway.
Well, Morgan's still alive. At this point, he should have been dead, but he's still alive. I feel they're going to keep him alive till at least season 7 some point, and he might. It's a 50-50 chance that him and Carol hook up to replace the whole aspect of him hooking up with Michonne. And then if they keep Carol alive going forward, I could see her hooking up with the guy who runs Kingdom.
Okay.
If they, try to keep some elements, because if they're gonna play Michonne as Andrea in the comics to Rick, I'm cool with, because I was kind of trying to figure out who were they gonna do that with.
Well, it's like, how was it not obvious that him and Michonne were gonna hook up? It's like, I knew that shit last year.
But I was looking for the
I knew that shit even a year before that.
I was looking for the sharpshooter after reading the
a
comic.
long fucking time ago.
For real. It's like, I mean, that was inevitable.
I don't know. I just never saw those two hooking up, but hey, it
Yeah,
works.
it's because you have your head in what's going on in the comics and you're not paying attention to what's actually going on in the show.
I've
It's
been
like
paying
you're like,
attention.
it's like, well, this is what happens in the comic books. Is like we got to find something as close to this as possible. It's like meanwhile, it's like where Matt Nia coming from is just looking at how these relationships are forming on the show. It's like, I mean, from the get go, it's like we saw that if Darrow was Rick's right hand, Michonne was absolutely his left. That was how it's been for a fucking long time.
Oh yeah, like forever. And that's just it. Is they ended up pulling in some people that were also supposed to be like Rick's lieutenants, and they just didn't work out. Like fucking T-Dog, or not T-Dog.
Not T-Dog. Fucking Hammer Time. Come on, Lou, help us out. You know who we're talking
That's
about.
why we need Charles. He remembers names.
I don't know who the hell you're referring to as Hammer Time. You talking about
The big black
Tyrese?
guy who's the T-Dog.
The big black guy who in the comic books always used the goddamn hammer. Who the fuck do you think I'm talking about?
Tyrese.
Thank you.
Tyrese, yes.
Oh, Tyrese in the show was a pussy compared to the Tyrese in the comic.
Exactly
our point.
Is that basically they've taken away a lot of Rick's lieutenants, or a lot of. Do we think, for example, do we think Jesus is going to be as close to Rick and as trusted as he is in the comics? It's doubtful. I mean, history says.
If you're going that way, Tyrese wasn't one of Rick's lieutenants because he didn't last long. You remember how Herschel died in the show?
Yeah.
That's how Tyrese died in the comic. They flipped it and gave it to Herschel, where we kept and a lot of the characters are introduced way later in the show than they were in the points of the comic.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, I mean,
it's
Tyrese
fine.
was introduced way later. Well, of course, Andrea was, still alive at this point, and
she still is.
Yeah, and the baby died a long time ago. It's like she died like back in the prison. It's like that's when her.
But, I mean, I guess I can see why they didn't want to kill the baby on the show. Which, okay,
Does it upset people?
They could have easily just played it off as she died off screen, and just showed the baby scene and that's it, and we never see her again. But I guess they feel, she's valuable to the story.
Yeah. Well, it's like now you have this nice family element. It's like we actually saw a little bit of that here when Carl and Michonne were talking later on in the episode, and he was like, "It's like, oh yeah, if you turn into a walker, I'd totally kill you because I love you."
A conversation you can only have on The Walking Dead.
Yeah. I mean, for The Walking Dead, it's like, I mean, that was like a fucking nice sentimental moment and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, everything that Jesus did was like page accurate.
Really?
Yeah. Remember how they tied him up? Within 3 minutes, he was out of those ties. Every time they tied him up, he found a way to escape. He's that good.
Oh, that was great. It's like when they're driving along and Daryl realized he was on the fucking roof of the fucking truck. That was hilarious.
Yeah, he wasn't a fan of that.
Not at all. Not even kinda.
See, this is where I think Rick and Daryl fucked up on that. Is once they hit the brakes and fucking Jesus ran like a motherfucker, all they had to do was peel out in the opposite direction.
Yeah. It's like, I don't understand this obsessive need to get him at that point. He's off the truck, we back up, we go to fuck home.
Yeah.
Problem solved. That's what I was even thinking at the time when I saw the episode. I'm like,
but they wanted to search that barn.
Okay, that's true enough.
Who cares about that barn? Look at the back of that truck.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, I understand they wanted to search the barn. They didn't need to do it right then. It's like, I mean, they're driving a truck with all the supplies they need for this run. It's like, I mean, because they found that truck pretty fast after they started this run in the first place. To me, I'd have went home right then and there. It's like, successful run, let's go to fuck home. We got an early day. It's like, I mean, this is a full day's worth of scavenging all in one go. I'm going to go home, I'm going to take a nap. Dude, I don't fucking know, dude.
They didn't stop for gas because they never filled up the tank, and they kept fucking driving for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Well, like Matt is like, can we agree, Matt, that if it was you and me doing this run, we'd have found that truck, we'd have looked at each other and been like, let's go the fuck home?
Yes, we would have been like, let's go the fuck home, and then maybe a quarter mile away from home, we would have then gone into the back of the, we would have stopped, got in the back of the truck, gotten the shit that we want, put it in the cab, then drove the rest of the way home and let everyone take whatever they wanted from the back. Because we get first pick, motherfuckers.
Uh-huh. Exactly. It's like the whole thing would have been done in like what? You figure 2 hours?
Yeah, exactly.
When it back home, it was like, when it came back in the door, said what's up to the kid, put it to Michonne, and then been on my way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but no, they had to, that's right. They had to stop because they had to get some Orange Crush.
That shit that could wait.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? There might be some fucking Orange Crush in that truck. You don't know.
Yeah, now we're not going to know it's on the bottom of the fucking lake.
But see, now I have a question for y'all. Do you think they emptied out that whole trailer?
Huh?
Do you think they emptied out that whole trailer? Because that was just a 8-foot U-Haul. Well, let me rephrase that. That was just an 8-foot Whitehall because they stripped the naming down.
Yeah, they did. Well, no. Don't know.
And if that was your average 100-foot truck trailer, they still got plenty of food or whatever else was in that truck, in that trailer.
What are you talking about, they?
Daryl and Rick.
It was all in the truck. They didn't empty anything out. They didn't take anything out of there.
No, but remember the trailer that they found in that one, like, home, not a home, but what was that shit called? It's the shit that Eugene said they needed to find.
Yes, the truck that Jesus stole. They didn't pull a goddamn thing out of that thing.
Yeah.
It was a truck trailer.
Lake.
No,
Huh?
They unloaded it.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No,
that was
they
a
did not.
They unloaded it.
That was a tractor-trailer truck.
They didn't unload shit.
They did all the offloading off camera. Like they went and got the Whitehall off camera.
All right, Lou, we're gonna let you have an Isaiah moment. It's all right.
It's not an Isaiah moment. I know.
It is an Isaiah moment. They did not unload
moment.
a damn fucking thing.
They ain't unload shit, dude.
Oh, boy, I'm gonna pull this bitch up right now.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, they opened the trailer up. They saw all the shit that was in there. It's like, I think Rick actually went into it and kind of looked around, and then it's like they closed it back up again, and that was the last we saw of the inside of that trailer.
Yeah. Though we did get kind of a side boob shot of the inside of the trailer when Jesus was looking inside when Daryl caught up with him. You kind of almost get to see the inside, but you don't actually get to see shit.
Exactly.
I'm looking at that scene right now.
Okay, go for it. It's like, yeah, it's like they had nothing coming. It's like, I mean, eventually, I hope they can, maybe they can go find some scuba gear or some shit like that and get to the bottom of that fucking lake. I mean, because from what I saw, it's like, I mean, there was a lot of that shit that was like in cans or whatnot. So being underwater is not gonna fuck with it too bad.
Yeah.
Yep, my mistake.
Yeah, but they completely screwed the pooch on it and just did. I'd have take that shit home. I mean, seriously, that's a successful day.
Yeah.
They could have. They should have went home because they lost their car too.
Well, they can go get their car. They know where their fucking car is.
Yeah,
but Daryl could have drove the fucking car home while Rick was driving the truck, and they could have just went home.
Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking. It's like the second is like, yeah, we'll leave the car and we'll come back for it. I'm like, why? There are two of you.
We both know how to drive.
One person drives the truck, one person drives the car. I'm like, why do white people got to make shit so complicated?
No, what you don't understand is that Rick was getting a little something on the side. He was getting a handy in the driver's seat.
Ooh, nobody better tell Michonne.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was getting all that.
Oh, come on. No, that's just it. Is while Michonne may not like that, I don't think that what Rick and Michonne have is love. I don't think it's love. I mean they definitely, I think, love each other, but not in a romantic way.
So it's just a booty call.
I think it is. lust that they might consider as love, but if one of them were to die, it would be as if you lost a brother or sister or cousin or something.
I don't agree, but
You think so?
huh?
You think that it is a romantic feelings between the two?
They've been around
Yeah,
each other
yeah,
for
I
the
do.
last
It's like,
3 years.
I don't think necessarily that they're in love with one another, but to say that there's no romantic feelings between between the two of them is a little ridiculous.
That's just it is. I don't know, just how they've always treated each other, how they've always acted towards each other. There are definitely strong feelings there, but I don't see them as romantic. I mean, obviously
Would you
I
feel
could be
better if
wrong,
they were
but I don't
holding
see
hands
them
and
as
skipping down
romantic
the street?
women. What's that?
Would you feel better if they were holding hands and skipping down the street and like
Yes, I would.
maybe if Michonne put on a little flower dress and they went on a nice I don't know what you want, dude.
Yo, look,
Not every romantic relationship is going to be the same, dude.
Rick, I mean, Matt.
You're going to show signs of, being attracted, like lingering looks, or
making out with each other on a couch or something like that.
Hey, Matt.
What the fuck, dude?
When Rick gave her that little minty roll, that got her moist.
Apparently, yes.
She was ready for that Rick stick.
Uh-huh.
Rick
And
stick.
if you remember back at the beginning of the episode, they were acting like one big old happy family already.
Yeah.
So it was already there. It took 3 years to get them there.
I can see that. I can see her being the surrogate mom. I don't know.
I think with the time jump,
was obvious to me, but
I think the thing is with the time jump is that they kind of skipped over all that initial lovey-dovey shit, and just kind of skipped to the part it's like where they're a unit now.
Yeah, I mean I can definitely see that. It's just
and it plays out better. You've seen how
for me it's just so soon after what's her face died that it seems abrupt. But obviously,
I get it.
After who died? Jesse?
Yeah. No, it's like on that I see where he's coming from. It's like because for us it was like there was last week's episode where the woman that obviously that Rick was trying to put his dick in died, and all of a sudden in this
he did. Rick did.
Yeah. But then it's like this week. Yes, there was a time jump on the show, but for us it was that episode, then this episode. So on that front, I kind of see where Matt's coming from.
Well,
but we'll see. We'll see. I want to see how this goes forward from this point on, to see if there is sly smiles or sideways glances or shit like that. And if we see that,
dude, they fucked on the couch.
That will legitimize it to me in my mind. And I know my opinion isn't the only one that matters, but it's the only one that matters to me.
Yeah.
So fuck you all.
DeAno, are you sure they did it on the couch and just not go straight to the bedroom? They might have had multiple spots.
No, they
started
at the couch, then went to the kitchen table, then went to the kitchen counter, then went to the stove, then went to the hallway to go up the stairs, didn't make it up the stairs, so they did it on the stairs.
Yeah. And then they did it to the bedroom and gave it one more go round before Jesus walks in and says, Rick, I think we should talk.
I'm just saying, Jesus sees all.
Jesus might be liking some of Rick right now too, if you know what I mean.
And if you're Daryl, Jesus saves.
Jesus does indeed save. Okay, on that point, we're going to go ahead and kick into wild speculation time. And to be honest, I don't even have one off this episode. It's like because I think most of the speculative stuff that we have is honestly at this point based on shit that's going on that we kind of know happens in the comics.
Pretty much. I see Hilltop being not next episode, but if anything, episode 12.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we're gonna go meet that dipshit Gregory.
Okay.
It's just.
But it's like
it's been fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been. It's like I do have to reiterate. It's like that I really, really enjoyed this episode. I think, given all the heavy shit that has happened so far, both in this half of the season and in the last half of the season, an episode like this is exactly kind of what the show needed, just to kind of show the kind of show all our main characters kind of having a bit of normality. It's like I particularly like that point at the end. It's like after they put Jesus in that room, and they're like, yeah, going out today is probably a really, really stupid idea. Do the same thing tomorrow? Yeah.
Yeah, and okay, that actually brings up something that I wanted to bring up, and I totally forgot to. So thank you for reminding me. Do we think Jesus was asleep in the back of that car? Because I fucking don't.
Hell no. He played it off good though.
Yeah.
I think he was awake for all that shit. I think he was using that to scout these people.
Yeah, entirely possible. It would have been a really smart play. It's what I would have done in the same situation.
I think he was knocked out initially when he got hit by the door for maybe 10 minutes. And then he faked it the rest of the way.
I think it's more like 10 seconds, and he faked it the rest of the way, even before he was in the car. But that's just me. I think that he realized, you know what, I can't save the fucking truck, so I can't get to supplies, so let's see if we can get some people. Or get something else going. And he said straight out to him, like early on, like, I think you can tell I'm not a bad person. He says that right near the fucking beginning, which means that he knows that they are not bad people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think that is a big freaking deal. And from what I've read of the character, because I did look him up after the episode, he is very good at, getting a read on people. Something that I was disappointed about is apparently there is no background or flashback about Jesus before, basically before the Walkers. We don't know who he was before the Walkers. So that makes me a little sad.
As far as no, we don't know nothing about Negan that way neither. But he is getting his own 48-page issue telling his backstory coming up.
Yeah. Wasn't that just announced yesterday or the day before? Because I remember reading about that somewhere in my news feeds recently.
Yeah, it might have been announced on Sunday, but I saw it, so I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Because I want to know because Negan, boy.
The governor ended up getting his own, full book, an actual, book.
Oh, yeah, but that happened, ages ago. It's that shit was out before the show even came out.
Yeah.
The governor's show, compared to the governor's book, they just did a bad execution. So I'm hopeful they don't pull the same bullshit with Negan. I know they can't give Negan his curse words, but you could work a way around it and still make him funny and powerful.
Yes, by bringing Captain America in.
To say language?
Language, or Colossus. Colossus will do it for you, too.
Yeah. Yeah, there should be a Colossus and Captain America movie. I think that'd be great. They would get along so well.
It'd be rated G.
Yeah, totally rated G. It's like no one would get hurt or anything like that, and no one would say anything out of line. Perfect movie to bring the kids, unlike Deadpool. And yeah, since I'm on the subject, parents bring your kids to go see Deadpool. Stop it! The fuck is wrong with you people?
I'm probably going to go see Deadpool again this weekend. And I'll probably go to an early showing if you want to go with me, DeAno.
Yeah, on the weekend, because I totally don't have anything to do.
But work.
During the day, as in early, before.
During which I'm sleeping.
Look who decides to join the party.
Nope, too late.
As we're wrapping up.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, let's do this really quick. Okay. Isaiah, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
That's awesome. Glad you're doing well. And we're going to go ahead and wrap things up for this episode of Geeks Around. We have a lot of the season to go, and Geeks Around will be with you every single step of the way at geeksaround.com. If you have anything for us, you can always hit us up. via our email address, geeksaround@gmail.com. Follow us on our social media channels, YouTube, Google+, Facebook, Twitter, all that. We're Geeks Around on all that. If you have anything that you want to say to us directly, you can hit us up, leave a message on our voicemail line. That number is 801-609-GOTR. Again, 801-609-4687. Until next week, peace.